It's not people do not vote according to ethnic lines. People vote according to regional lines. You understand? In Nigeria is south and the north. However, our geopolitical zone is 6. So what people want to do is who is winning this region. It's not about also so like I was saying, an Hausa man has never become we've never had a president that is Hausa in Nigeria. It has never happened before. So if you go on the street and you tell these people that since Nigeria became Nigeria, an Hausa man has never become president, they'll tell you it's a lie. Because people combine, Hausa and Fulani together, and that is not it. So my point basically is
They are different.
people do not vote along ethnic lines. People vote according to regional lines. That is what we have. That is what is obtainable in Nigeria now. Now,
Okay.
is voting according to regional line, is it important? Yes, it is. I'll continue.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your number one socio-political podcast, Veegilants. And yes, we are back and better. And we're back to update you on what is happening in the political space. Not only that, also in the tech, security, business, agriculture, and a lot more. And I also have great news to share with our listeners today. The video app is now available on Google Play Store. Kindly download to engage with like minds on social political issues. I am your host, Folashade Adebi. And with me on the show, I have important guests actually. My first guest is Mr. Yusuf Akinyemi, a public affairs analyst. He is a development practitioner, a media freelancer. He has also worked with numerous radio and television outfits. Let's just say that he's a media person. He's currently the media strategist at the office of the SA Youth and Sport to the Oyo State Governor. Welcome to the show, Mr. Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Folashade. It's a pleasure to be here. And everyone at home, it's a pleasure to be on this podcast, and I hope that we learn from each other, and whatever we discuss here, can contribute to the betterment of the country as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. My second guest is Barrister Nonso Nwaebili, the former senior special assistant to the governor of Anambra State, Governor Obiano, on protocols. He is also the current candidate of Labour Party for State House of Assembly, Ogbaru 2 Constituency, Anambra State. Welcome to the show, Barrister Nonso.
Good morning, Folashade. Good morning, Mr. Yusuf.
Good morning, Barrister Nonso. Welcome to the show.
Yes, and good morning to everyone that's listening. I'm happy to be here today to discuss issues that are bothering the nation, and then hope that we make a headway after today's conversation. As we all know, that nation's building is a joint task force, so we'll continue to speak until we find a way out of the situation that we are. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with me on the show, gentlemen. Barrister Nonso, what has been your experience so far in national development? Well,
you mentioned earlier when you were introducing us, first of all, I've served by state. I'm from Anambra, and I've served as an assistant SA to the governor on protocols, and haven't done that for 4 years. I also served as SSA protocol to the governor. Well, my contribution has been more on grassroots development, because I believe in the people. Firstly, that's where I come from, the roots. So I've also, through my foundation, impacted on the lives of the young people from where I come from, my constituency, my primary constituency, Ogbaru local government in Anambra, with youth programs and functions that obviously improve the lives and activities of young people, basically. Yes.
Thank you, Barrister Nonso, for that. Mr. Yusuf, this time, we are always saying we are all social. The youth actually are social media keypad warriors. So, with your experience, do you think the youth are ready to take action during the 2023 election? Hello, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I said you are the SA to the youth and sport to the Oyo State Governor.
Yes.
Okay. So I said
no. A little clarification there. I worked with Honorable Kazim Bolarinwa, the SC Youth and Sport. I worked with him, but we left on the. I left on the mutual. I had to do other projects, so I left. So I
Okay.
worked there once. I'm not currently the nurse registering. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the clarification, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, you've been involved with the youth at some point in time, right?
Yes, very well. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, do you think the youth they've moved forward, or they've moved from being a keypad warrior, so to say, unquote, to a real-time activist?
I think so. And this is why. I feel that with the current state of things in the country, everyone, who is of voting age now knows that, their future resides in their palm, and that their vote counts. Before now, the idea is, don't worry, your vote does not count. We already know the winner even before the election takes place, and all of those propaganda, so that people will not come out to vote. And one thing I have always said, and one thing that is always constant, in our politicking, is that once people refuse to come out to vote, it is easier for the election to be rigged. It's just very simple. So, say for example, INEC has a voter, a registered voter, I say maybe 1 million, and 200,000 people come out to vote. That's like 20% of the whole population. And the whole population qualified to vote, coming out to vote. So it's easier to add numbers to those people, and they'll say it's not many. So once people collect their PVCs and they come out to vote, so it's easier. And now the federal government is making it more frustrating to be in Nigeria. So people are vexed. People are angry. Young guys are at home. They've been at home for the past 3 months plus now, because of ASU strike. And that the federal government is responsible. They are the ones keeping you at home. They are the ones not allowing you to go to school. So that vexation, is what is driving the massive registration, the massive collection of PVCs across the country. And once these young chaps, collect these PVCs, they would vote. They can see, they understand. Before now, if a politician goes to on TV to grant an interview, for example, those things, they do not trend on social media. It's different now. If you check the trend table these days, is politics, governance 2023. So people are more concerned because they know that this is the only country we have. Not all of us, can leave the country, and not all of us have the opportunity to leave the country. So they are more involved, and the participation at this point is at the highest, is at the highest level. So I expect that, because of this youth participation, our lives will change. The voting experimentation will change in 2023. So youths are no longer keypad warriors. They are never keypad warriors, but it's just that this time around, more people are getting involved in the process.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for the insight. So in today's episode, we'll be discussing 2023 presidency, competency over religion and ethnicity sentiment. Like what Mr. Yusuf has said earlier, a lot has actually been happening in the political space. We have the political party announcing their candidates. The APC came with the Tinubu and Shettima tickets. The PDP with the Atiku and Okowa ticket, and the Labour Party with the Obi and Baba Ahmed ticket. Also, we could see the implementation of the amended Electoral Act play out in the recent election, which is the Ekiti State and Osun State election, with APC and PDP winning respectively in each state. So when I was doing my research for this episode, I came across an article from Nairametrics which says Nigeria have over 11 million registered voters, of which 8.6 million are youth. So that was what brought my question to Mr. Yusuf the other time. Now this question will be directed to Barrister Nonso. So my question is, What makes 2023 general election different? What changed? Why are the youth coming out to vote? Why are the youth registering their PVC? What makes this different?
Thank you very much. Thank you for Lashade. First of all, I will commend Mr. Yusuf for his answer the other time. He made a very valid point that people are vexed and now they have decided to take their own future in their hands. So basically, coming to what you asked about why I feel the 2023 election is a different election. Well, I want you to know that the 2023 election is not just an election. It's a ballot revolution. I know that the only type of revolution that we hear about is the one that they do with agitation and then sometimes it gets violence and all that. Just like what we nearly saw in 2020, right? But what this one is that people now, there's an awareness within the young Nigerian community that it's no longer going to be business as usual because people are aware. People are aware that there's a lot of changes that can be achieved with the recent amendments to the Electoral Act. Young people are watching. Trust me, young people are watching to see development and progress in our electoral system. And I must commend the president. I know I'm a candidate of the Labour Party, but I must commend Mr. President for assenting to the amended electoral bill, because had he not done that, what we are seeing today would not happen, where a governor will attempt to hold two tickets, to an election. If one fails out, he will jump back
the
to
other
the other
one.
one.
Go for it.
So we must, while we criticize the president on many other areas like security and other things, we must give a kudos to him, because if we're looking to change this country as young people, we should know that it starts from the quality of our leadership. So if he has succeeded in signing a bill that will allow us to elect a capable and competent president for Nigeria and Nigerians, then I think it has encouraged more participation, because now people can see that actually, just like Mr. Yusuf mentioned earlier, votes do count. I'll give you an example with the Anambra election that just passed in 2021, right? Between between Professor Chukwu Machao Soludo, Dr. and other of Apoga, Dr. Anduba of the APC, as there was, and then Mr. Valentine Chineito Ozibo of PDP, and other candidates of other parties. You see that there's a change and there's a new trend where the voices of the people are now demonstrated at the ballot, which is why I told you there is no longer an election. It is now a ballot revolution. Now, in that election, we know that if it is as it used to be, right? Soludo wouldn't.
Okay. Hello. Oh, I think.
Hello. No, I am back.
Okay, hello. We can hear you now. I
am back. Yes, I will summarize real quick. So I'm just giving you examples of what's giving people confidence now to participate. The people followed Anambra election, because that election came just after the president assented to the amended electoral bill and act. Do you understand? Yeah, act. Right? So you see, that election exposed so many strengths because of the use of the bimodal voters accreditation system, BVAS. I don't know if you know what that means.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so if you are very,
but you can explain. You can explain further for our audience.
Yes. What has given more people confidence now is that BVAS have come to eradicate vote multiplicity, fake voting, and several other irregularities around accreditation. So what it used to be back in the days before the permanent voters card and the card reader machine was just the register of voters. So when you come there, you can even come as anybody and sign any name there and go and vote. That one, ended with the PVC and the card reader, where you come with your card, of course, and then slot into the reader machine, and obviously had its own issues as well. But now, with the new law, it gives INEC the prerogative, it gives INEC their powers to choose what electronics mode. And now what INEC have chosen and that they have used in different states like Edo, Anambra, and Osun recently, is the BVAS, the Bimodal Voters Accreditation System. What it means is that even with your PVC, you still need to be checked against the card. So if you're holding a fake card that doesn't belong to you and they scan your face, so it's now by.
And it's different.
Yeah, it's by. So you check your face, you read your face. If it tallies with the information on the PVC, so it's now a double check. So that way, once you are accredited, it sends a signal to the server. So, for example, to say in polling unit 001 Ibadan, Miss Folashade Kemi have just been accredited because you have passed both the face and card accreditation, right? What it does is sends a signal to the server. So now it's on record that at that particular polling unit, one person just got accredited. So if only 20 people are accredited, naturally you are expecting to hear votes within the range of 20 votes. So there some can be invalid. So others can be for the other parties, and as it is. So the point is, after counting, if there is more than the number of accredited voters and then ballot box in the ballot papers in the box, that particular polling unit is cancelled automatically. So I know that a lot of people know about this, and it has given more people confidence. And then secondly, you will not write off a religion, from politics. I wanted to say yes. You will never. Back in the days,
you can't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to give you a tip that will usher you into a question you must ask me about on this interview. Now, the role of religion in politics have played a very huge role now in sensitizing people. Back in the days, while Christians were busy seeing politics as a dirty game, our Muslim brothers and sisters understood that politics is the way to governance and to power. So it looked as if they were in charge. But you see churches now preaching about PVC and voting and the importance of voting. So you see that these things have also raised awareness among people, consciously or subconsciously. You see, so I want to give an example. For example, you see Anambra, where you see that the dominant religion there is, Catholic, Anglican, right? And that's why you see that because of the awareness of the importance of them voting somebody who they believe is a better candidate, you see that Anambra has survived a one-party system over and over again. So that is the role that religion has to play in politics. And this religion now has raised so much awareness for the 2023 election because of the need for a better governance.
Barrister, let me chip in a question here. Since we are talking about the religion perspective, we all know, like you said earlier, the religion has played a major role in Nigerian politics, but it is not embedded in the Nigerian constitution about we have to share these among different religion groups where there's inclusiveness. With this inclusiveness takes the ethnicity, the different ethnicity we have in Nigeria. So we can say that is being provided for in the constitution. And we can also see some other our past candidates. We have the Obasanjo, the Jonathan, and the Yar'Adua, making sure there's this inclusiveness in Nigerian politics. So why are we suddenly concerned over the APC Muslim ticket? Since we have other political parties that can actually provide us with, like, we are doing it as if it's just a political party. We are doing it as if we have just a political party that just goes in, have the presidential seat. We don't have any other political party. And To the best of my knowledge, Nigeria operates a multi-party system.
Yes,
That is my first question. My question is actually divided into two. The second part is also the recent election, which is Senator Ademola Adeleke of the Osun State election. He presented a Christian ticket.
Right.
The MKO Abiola that we all remember today, he presented a Muslim ticket.
King Ibe.
With his running mate. What's the difference? Why are we all clamoring over APC Muslim ticket? That's the first question. The second question is that this religion inclusiveness is not in the Nigerian constitution. So why are we all clamoring for religion to be embedded in it when it is just ethnicity that is embedded in the Nigerian constitution?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Yusuf, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shadi. I'll start from where the last question you asked, where you said that what will be different in 2023, and thankfully, Barrister is done a lot, in shedding light about what BVAS is. The difference. Okay, in 2019, once you go to the polling unit to vote, and the card reader does not read your card. There were lots of cases like that. And the card reader does not read your card. You have to fill an incident form. So once you fill that incident form, you can then vote. So INEC will collate the incident forms together. So what they didn't note, what they did not note at that point was that I can collect 5 PVCs that I know that are not genuine, that are fake. And come, and the card reader will not read my card, and you will fill incident form for me, and I will vote. I don't know if you get. So what BVAS is doing now is that kind of act cannot happen again. So BVAS first of all checks the genuineness of of your PVC.
The card.
Yeah. Then before it goes on to confirm your biometrics, your face, and your fingerprint. I don't know. Do you understand that? So basically,
yes.
So things like that are different. So at this point, and with the introduction of BVAS, INEC immediately they finish counting the votes. So before now it used to be collation at your polling unit, then you take it to the ward level, then ward level to the local government collation point. So before the transportation of these votes, a lot of things could have happened, and that's when you hear. There are reports of some people, some printing on ballot boxes inside one bush and stuff like that. So BVAS would stop that automatically because stop
electoral malpractice.
It will stop most of them. It will stop most. So those votes multiplicity can no longer happen. So once you vote in your polling unit now, INEC uploads to the server automatically. So once you log into INEC server, you can just check Oluyole Ward 3, and you see Oluyole Ward 3 polling units, whatever number it is. Then you will see that vote. Immediately they upload. So what I would, the reason we're explaining this is so that our audience should know that once you vote, once you vote and you leave your polling unit, immediately you hear that voting has ended and vote counting is about to start because they must count the vote in
the vote. Yes.
So once you hear that, the vote counting is about to start, rush down to your polling unit, make sure they count the vote very well, then tell them to, upload to the server. There were instances in Osun where, some compromised INEC staff, ad hoc staff, said that they didn't have network to upload to the server. Create as a community, like I'm saying, as a community of people who are voting in the polling unit, create internet connection for these people to upload on INEC server directly. And I think that with that we would reduce. It will not stop automatically because there are other forms of electoral malpractices, but we will reduce to the barest minimum. This level of electoral malpractice. Your question is about religion and the role it plays in politics, and you cited examples, very interesting examples. But I think personally that we should divorce politics from religion. No, maybe not religion. Okay, let me rephrase. I think we should divorce politics from the altar.
From religion, we should make it separate.
You understand? I think they should be separate. Everybody should be involved in politics. Know who you want to vote. Know why you are voting there. Have that little political education. But telling your congregation as an anointed, man of God, either religion, Muslims or Christians, going to the altar to say, Nigeria is this person you must vote. I think that it soils the altar. That I think that's not what the altar. I don't know. I'm not really I'm not deep into religiosity, but I think it should be separated. Having said that, religion is very important in the Nigerian politics, and I'll look at it this way. What was obtainable in Nigeria. You mentioned Abiola and King Igbe. At that point,
yes.
In 1993, the divisiveness, according to religious lines, it has not been this massive. Let me give you an example. For the past few months now, say the past 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, they have been attacked on churches. And by churches, if I want to be specific, I would say that Catholic churches, there have been kidnaps of priests. The one in Owo happened, and the one in Owo happened because we know Owo is closer to home. There are ones that happen in the east that we don't know. So imagine Osibajo is not the vice president of Nigeria, and somebody is now running with a campaign of say. They want to kill all Catholics in Nigeria. In this our heated polity already, this polity that is already heated. Somebody's now coming with that kind of divisive message. Before we know,
everyone will get angry and agitated.
You understand?
Yes.
You understand? And it will eat up the polity more. And we might find ourselves in 1967, all over again. And it's a period that we should never experience again as a country. So my point basically is, religious is really important. We didn't know what would have happened, if their mandate stood. I'm saying MKO and the King Igbe. Their mandate would have, noticed, what would have happened if there was a Muslim ticket. But we are saying that this current political structure that we have now, if we have people of the same faith in a ticket, automatically that nobody should vote that ticket, because at this stage of our existence as a country, there is mutual divisiveness among the religious groups in the country, and that's the same thing that applies to ethnicity as well. And in Nigeria, honestly, is not even ethnicity now, is more of region. Because, for example, an Hausa man. Okay.
Mr. Yusuf, let me chip in something.
Please go on.
You made mention of ethnicity.
Yes.
I feel the APC ticket did not take the inclusiveness of religion, but that of ethnicity. Since Shetima is a Canary man, which is actually a minor ethnic group. So, can we say they checked the constitution, they read it through before picking that candidate?
No, they did not. What happened in that scenario was the best man to give Tinubu vote down north, and that was what I wanted to say. It's not people do not vote according to ethnic lines. People vote according to regional lines. You understand? In Nigeria is south and the north. However, our geopolitical zone is 6. So what people want to do is, who is winning this region? It's not about also. So like I was saying, an Hausa man has never become we've never had a president that is Hausa in Nigeria. It has never happened before. So if you go on the street and you tell these people that since Nigeria became Nigeria, an Hausa man has never become president, they'll tell you it's a lie, because people combine Hausa and Fulani together, and that is not it. So my point basically is people do not vote along. People do not vote along ethnic lines. People vote according to regional lines. That is what we have. That is what is obtainable in Nigeria now. Now,
Okay.
Is voting according to regional line, is it important? Yes, it is. I'll continue. Let Barrister take it from me. I'll continue.
Okay, Barrister Nonso.
Okay. It's been a very interesting one to listen to, and I just have very few things to say. First of all, Mr. Yusuf has made so much contributions, and I'm sure there's a lot to learn from that. But then I have a little more to add, which is, first of all, Muslim ticket. Is it unlawful? No, it's not unlawful. Is it against the law? No, it is not. Is it politically correct for the person who is initiating that? Yes, it is, because he believes that he will get majority vote also to make him win also in the north or northeast. Now, I want to say that for a country like Nigeria, people have so much. It has gone to the extent where, unlike what Mr. Yusuf said, people vote in the religious line. I don't think people vote according to regional lines. Religion has cut so deep that you see a religion deciding who leads our people next. So now, for Tinubu, who has chosen a Muslim, he has not committed any offense. However, what he has done is to give more opportunity to the other candidates from the south, to compete better.
Okay.
And yes, because
it's an advantage, not a disadvantage.
It's an advantage
to other political parties.
To other political parties, yes, of course.
Okay.
As against what the projection, was, which is that he will get better vote. There's more number. The Muslims of the northern extraction have more number. No, I've told you earlier in my statement that there is a different form of awareness now about politics, and the Christians that used to see politics in the past as a dirty game, are now aware that politics is not a dirty game, right? So that projection for Muslim, while it's not illegal, he might have made a very big mistake, because it's not going to fly. I can assure you. It just gave more advantage to other candidates. For example, the candidate of Labour Party, right? Because he has been able to balance his own equation very well. When I mean equation balance, I mean giving sense of belonging to a people who have been through several agitations and feel that they have been neglected. And don't forget, those people also have a majority of Christians, and because the fact that these people as well, who form majority of Christians in this contest, which is obviously the southeastern.
Okay. Hello, Barrister. Oh, I think we lost Barrister now. So.
Yes. Can you hear me? I'm sorry about that.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Yes. I was saying that what the Muslim ticket has done, contrary to the projection, is that it has kept the APC candidate at a very tight corner now, because against what he thought, that there's more votes from the northerners in the north, right? The Christians also, both in the north and in the south, are now more aware that it's no longer a dirty game. We all have to be involved. So you will see that yes, fairness have not been applied in such a decision, because it's important that where there are people of different, both ethnistic religious beliefs, it's important that you manage the interest of the people, just like what Mr. Yusuf said earlier. So you see, these things will play out in the elections, and people will be surprised, the extent the division have become, and then the awareness also for electoral processes and election have gone as well. So you see, for me, I want to repeat that while it is not illegal, I feel like it's immoral. But then, what has immorality got to do with politics in Nigeria these days? So yes.
So should we use the word inclusiveness?
Well, to an extent, you can.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Nonso. Over to you, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah. Okay. So like I was saying, like okay. First of all, let me quickly clarify something. I did not say that religion is not important. I'm saying that people should divorce religion from politics. Do not tell your congregation who they should vote. But tell them to vote. Tell them that it is their civic right, and responsibility as citizens, to vote. You see, the Tinubu Muslim ticket is not. Tinubu does not want your vote down south. That's what I think. I think that he does not want our vote down south. So what he's doing is that he's trying to pick a northern politician who is popular. Now, to pick a northern politician who is popular, you need to pick a northern Muslim politician. You understand? Because of what Barrister rightly said, the Christians are in the minority, over there, up north. So I think largely that it is right in its sense, but like I've explained earlier, our current polity is heated up. There is nothing that justifies picking a Muslim ticket in a country as divisive as Nigeria, the way we currently experience. It means that it is a show of disregard, to the Nigerian people, especially to the people of the Christian faith. So are you saying that there is no Christian northerner because you have to pick from the north, for quota, like to justify the quota system? So are you now saying that there is no qualified northern
Christian,
you understand, to join you in your ticket? So I think that what Tinubu has done is that he has disregarded the interest of majority of Christians who are not his supporters, to say they can do what they like, in order for him to win. So he's winning. He wants to win with anything, regardless of whose ox is God. And like I have always said, Tinubu is not the only person running for president. There are other people from various political parties. If Tinubu has offended your sensibility as a Nigerian, reject him and his ticket, and join forces with other people. So that's what I think.
So the power is in the hands of the electorate.
Yeah, that's it majorly. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for your detailed response. Talking about region, we can see the conversation is shifting to, it's a game of numbers. We need the numbers. The northern Muslims have the numbers in the north. So my question is, should the political parties, I feel the political parties are actually putting their own interest first before the electorate, which is why there is this current issue we are discussing on, let me choose who will give me more votes, who will garner more votes for my party. So my question is, should the political party put their own interest first, or they should put the electorate's interest first, like the electorate's choice first? Because the electorate might be like, we want these people, this particular person to be the running mate to you, or we want so person. Let's say I'm a PDP member. I might be like, I want so person to be, because he's going to speak, he's competent and all. So should we leave that person because he or she doesn't garner much vote, to choose a person based on, this person is popular in this region?
Okay, Folasha, let's do another civic education. In electioneering, there are different stages. The first stage is the party primaries, what they do within the party primaries, the choice of running mates, etc. Then after that, they now come to the election itself. Nigerians, and by extension electorates, do not have a choice in who becomes a candidate of a party. That is an internal toss. Whatever system they want to adopt, it's more like the general election. There's a direct primary, the indirect primary, and the consensus candidate. For because of our audience, direct primaries is when all members of the party come together to say, okay, we want to vote who will be our candidate, at different level. The indirect primary is when party members choose delegates. So the indirect primary is basically delegate system. So then consensus candidates is within those candidates. We've not decided that, okay, it's this one person that all of us that are candidates we are supporting. So it's basically the word consensus, an agreement candidate. So that's the first stage. So that first stage, Nigerians are not involved. The only Nigerians that are involved in that stage are Nigerians who are members of political parties. For example, now my barrister here, is a member of the Labour Party. So it is what concerns them in Labour Party is what it does. I'm not a member of any political party, so I didn't participate in that function, in that structure. I am assuming that you too, Folashade, that you're not a member of a political party and you did not participate in primaries. So that's the first stage. So the main stage is now when they now come to us. So it is now us Nigerians who will now say, okay, how do we want to choose? I don't know. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So it is then that that extension is when they now come to Nigerians. So Nigerians now decide that how do we want to choose? And let's be fair to political parties. The number one function, the primary function of why a political party exists, the primary function is to win election. That is like the primary responsibility. I'm not saying that because you want to win election, you should now throw caution into the
yes.
That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the primary responsibility of a political, if a political party does not win an election, it becomes irrelevant. And the only reason why APC and PDP are like the party people are discussing and people are talking about, is because they win elections. The same way APGA is, down in the southeast. The same way Accord was in Oyo State. So once you win election, so politicians try to come and say, okay, one popular person is running on this ticket, so let's join. For example, the buzz around the candidacy of the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, now has made a lot of people join in that race. At least we knew Labour Party, before Peter Obi joined. They contested in 2019. They had 5,000 plus votes. I can assure you that that it is different now. If election happens tomorrow, it is way different. That's like 5 times 10, 20. Why? Because there's a popular candidate who is running at the level of the presidency. So my point basically is that the primary function of political parties, is to win election. Now, Nigerians are now the ones who decide, okay, this political party, do they reflect what I want? We just finished a conversation on the Muslim party. That was a political party. It was a political party that presented, those candidates. So if those candidates are not what I want as an electorate, I'll reject them. Then I would go for other ones. Do you understand? So that's what I think.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. Over to you, Barrister. What's your take on this?
Well, thank you, Fola, and thank you, Mr. Yusuf. First of all, like Yusuf mentioned earlier, the primary function is to win elections, and the only way the people can express their thoughts obviously is only by joining political parties. So basically, if you want to present a candidate of our choice, we should all join political parties and then participate in internal politics of political parties. That's the fundamental, right? And then if we are not able to do that, we only have to choose from what we are presented, and then we have no other option when we are presented candidates. It is from those candidates that we choose. So pretty much, we can't actually say the political parties are just thinking for themselves, because it is the people of Nigeria that are also members of political parties.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is basically my point here. So this is my thoughts. So if we want to make it different, then we all have to get into parties that we believe in their ideology or their scope or their movement.
And their belief.
And their ideology basically and their beliefs and all that. So we join those parties and ensure that the candidates that we produce are the candidates that reflect what we believe, and then take it from there. So pretty much that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to ask a question based on your opinion, Barrister. You said the electorate should go for political parties that reflect their ideology and belief. This will take me to cross-carpeting. In the US, we have the Republican and we have the Democrats. It is laid down that, this is the rules, this is the regulation. So if you identify as a Republican, this is the law that guides you to do this and that. But here in Nigeria, it's different. So can we still say we want to go based on ideology, or we are just trying to go based on, I think this person is my person, this person is for my local government, this person is for my state, or this person is for my religion? That's my question. Can we still say that in a Nigerian political party with the way politicians cross carpet easily?
Okay, thanks for your question. I must tell you that until Mr. Peter Obi appeared on the ballot as a candidate, no party in Nigeria had any ideology or beliefs or, like political parties in Nigeria was just a vehicle, right? And that's why you see that people can move from one party to the other, so long as they are able, or we are able. I'll not say they were all politicians. So long as we are able to win an election, and because you can't even make any difference if you don't win an election or get to the position, right? So unlike the other developed democracies, right? Nigeria have not gotten to that stage where we say that we are there based on beliefs. If we'll start, then that is now. Because like I mentioned earlier, you are only as big as the size of your leadership, right? So ideologies, like for example, now I was an APOGA at some point. I've also tested APC. I've tested Nwaebili, and I'm in Labour. Yes. I
So what's with the change?
I'll tell you confidently, I was an APGA because I met myself in APGA by virtue of family alliance and all that, and worked with APGA government. And as soon as that was over, I felt the need to join the APC because I needed a certain level of exposure politically, beyond just the state, right? And so you see that these things are for political reasons, not because they are for ideological reasons. So now that I want to start my career as a politician, I found that the ideologies that will conform with me, which is against ethnicity and tribalism and, again, for humanistic ideals, do you understand? Which I see that Mr. Peter Obi, the leader of Labour Party today, right, portrays, which is the reason why I identified immediately, because I want to be an ideological person who moves with the right ideology based on like-minded decisions. Do you understand? So if we start politics based on ideology, trust me, it is now, and it starts with Mr. Peter Obi, because clearly you listen to somebody consistently and you watch or see antecedents, you will see that this is what they've been able to do over the years and what they're looking to do and what they say they will do consistently, right? So for me, that guides my own ideology that made me stay firm and will remain firm in Labour Party, because Labour for me now has become the voice of the people, right? So yes, now Nigeria will, I believe that with 2023 election, we will see an influx of younger people engaging in internal party affairs, right? And that will bring about ideology, right? Because those that have played politics in the last decades and, in the last years, right, have just done it in a gangster way, which is, if this one no work for me to win the election, the
I'll
other one
move
go
to
work.
the other one.
Yes, go ahead. So, but with ideological, with this new ideological introduction, which I see starts from Mr. Peter Obi, and I believe starts from Mr. Peter Obi, you will see people who believe in the process and will even stick with the party, even if no matter how it goes, which even though we know it won't go anyhow negative. So my point now is, these countries have developed a democracy. Nigeria has a developing democracy, and I know that sooner rather than later, we'll begin to conform with ideological activities, to keep us firm within political parties and party activities, right? So pretty much, is what it is. Yes.
Thank you, Barrister Nonso. Mr. Yusuf, what's your take on this?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. For clarity.
Oh, okay. So I was asking Barrister Nonso about why politicians cross carpet.
Why they cross carpet? Why did they come? Okay,
yes.
I think Barrister has answered correctly. You see, in the US, where you made mention as an example, it's all about ideologies. Those who are members of the conservative, that that most of them, this is what they stand for. I don't want to start listening to what they stand for. Yeah, this is what they stand for. If you see Trump, this is what Trump stands for. If you look at Biden's presidency now, you see that he has a semblance with what Obama did. As a member of as a Democrat. But it's not like that in Nigeria. Political parties here do not have ideologies. However, the political parties here have party constitutions, and they have traditions, over time.
Okay.
And I'm talking major political parties now. You understand? And they have traditions. Now, these traditions now form a basis of what these parties, what they stand for. If you trace, since 1999, when the Fourth Republic started, if you trace the activities of these political parties, and they wake you up from your sleep and tell you that this thing happened in this state, you can guess easily that that person is a member of this party. So I think that in as much as we want to say that the parties are not different and they don't have ideologies, they have traditions in which they stand on. APC is not a new party. APC did not come up, in 2015 as most people, want to believe. APC is, a conglomeration of the ACN. So when ACN was ACN and they were ruling, what did they do? The CPC, the ANPP, and some members of the PDP.
To Action Congress.
You understand? Some members of the PDP, they called them, the NPDP, in 2014 when they joined together and they formed the APC. So my point basically
coalition, yes.
Yeah. So my point basically is that the major political parties, I refuse to agree that the major political parties in Nigeria, the APC and the PDP, are the same. I don't think they are the same. I feel that, they don't have ideologies, agreed, but they have certain traditions that separates them apart. One is slightly better than the other. One has just ruled us for 8 years, and look at what is happening to Nigeria now. Double figure inflation, harassment of judicial officers, of judges. It is not even any judge. The Supreme Court judge. You understand? So it's a desecration of our judiciary. We have a rubber stamp legislator. Currently, ASU is on strike. They've been on strike for the past 3 months. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, the number 4 person in the country, is in the US. Taking a course on politics and governance. And the country where you are the speaker over, the country is in turmoil. People cannot go to school except it's a private university. So if you trace the governance structure and you look at the tradition of these political parties, you know that there's a little bit of difference there. There is no ideology accepted, but there's a little bit of difference there. And
so they follow tradition, not the ideology.
Yeah. So yes. and because they lack ideology, and ideology is very, very important. I think one of the episodes should look at political party ideologies, and we should establish what political party ideologies are. So ideologies are very important, and because this is absent from the Nigerian political scene. So what we have are people who are jumping ship, and like Barrister rightly said, it's a vehicle. You want to get to a particular place. Barrister now, who I pray that he emerges as in his local government where he's contesting for you said the House of Assembly, am I right? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You understand? So somebody like Barrister now who is contesting for House of Assembly, I hope that that dreams comes into reality. Barrister can now say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is ABC XYZ. Now look at the channel he has gone through. He has gone through the app, guys. He was considering the APC, and now he's in Labour. And now that he is in Labour, his vision of what a political party should be is in alignment, with the leadership of the party.
With Labour Party.
You understand? And that's
yes.
that's how it should be. So it's not about. I don't think it's about ideology now. I think that there are certain traditions that a party does, that other people follow. There are certain things that when you hear and they say Labour Party is the candidate of Labour Party did this, you say no, this cannot be Peter Obi. You understand? So it is tradition. It is because this is what he has stood for. Even when he was in the PDP, this is what he stood for. As a person. So I think that political parties in Nigeria, they have traditions, but they don't have ideology. So it's very easy for them to jump ship.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for the detailed explanation. And that will be all on today's episode, gentlemen. Any last thoughts, please?
My last thought is that, I said last thought obviously, but on the program is that first of all, I wish Barrister well. I hope that he emerges, and that it brings the development he has in mind to his constituency. I wish him all the best. My people
Thank
at home.
you, Mr. Yusuf. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah, Barrister. My people at home, please let us ensure to get our PVCs if you've not gotten. Let us vote. Let us listen to this podcast, listen to previous editions, and learn more about the politics, governance of Nigeria, and read about this administration so that you will be vexed enough, to go to your polling unit on election day and vote according to your vexation. I wish all of us well. And thank you, Shadi, for being
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Barrister, any last thought?
Yeah, so to wrap up, I thank you for the platform, and then Mr. Yusuf for the wishes. I'm so grateful. Finally, I just want to encourage our people, young people, community people, everybody, go out. You have only a few days to register to get your permanent voters card, so that you'll join in this looming ballot revolution, and then you will not sit on the fence to vote your choice of candidate.
I am Botidemekro, a Nigerian that is affected by policies regulated in the country, and I want to speak my truth and share my opinion on socio-political issues. Then comes Veegil, a socio-political platform that connects me with like minds. Not only that, I can easily fact-check information with a unique feature called Verilog. Join me on the platform by signing up on Veegil.com or download the app on Google Play Store.
Your thoughts, and also to buttress what Mr. Yusuf said, we currently have a previous podcast that discussed political decampment, so you can check it out, and also our listeners can also check that out. That will be all on today's episode. Thank you all for joining. Join me next time on this same episode on Veegilants podcast. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Falash.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Cheers.
Do you want to be politically oriented? Do you want a platform where you get updated with socio-political issues? Then Veegilants is the right place for you. Join Folashade Adebi every Fridays 4 p.m. WAT to discuss socio-political issues in society.